Hello folks, and welcome to another Conan Exiles Age of Calamitous video. In case you don't know yet, the Age of Calamitous mod also dropped a huge update after the Conan Exiles 3.0 came out, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So, we're going to be highlighting some of the most important changes and additions to the AoC mod. If you want to check all the patch details, check the link in the description below. So before we begin, just an important note that this video was made on its initial release, so some of the content may be changed in the future. When that happens, I will pin notes in the comment section so that you will be aware of those changes. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to it. Okay, so let's talk about the very first noticeable thing that you're gonna see, especially if you're just launching the game for the first time with the Age of Calamitous mod. So you will be on the character creation page. No difference in terms of the details. Basically, it's the same from the previous character creation. The UI may have been different. At the same time, you're already on a ship on this character creation page, presumably going to the exiled lands. And then, one thing that you need to know about the creation page is that there is a new spawn point. Right, so good old Conan Exiles, you have the desert spawn point, you have the faction hall that has been remodeled, so we're going to talk about that later on, and a new spawn point, the beach. This is the intended starting location. This is where the introduction takes place. Spawn at the beach outside of the ancient city to begin your journey. So you have to spawn yourself here because this is where you're going to start your quest line. Alright, so let me just give my character a name. Memnock, of course, and then I will just change my looks later on. Alright, so the moment that you are done customizing your character, you will see a new cinematic. Good old Nikada right there, dramatic walk, 10 years ago. I'm going to skip this one because I don't want to spoil you guys. Please do watch the cinematic. It's really cool, but I'm gonna skip it this time. There we go. The Vanquished Coast. So this is where you have to spawn yourself. So this is Grandmaster Farengar Quanthus.
We must act now.
He will give you your first set of quests. So this is just the first part. You will see him again in the faction hall giving you the second part of your quests. So you have to come here and do all these quests so that when you're already in the faction hall, it's going to allow you to get the 5th, the 6th, and so on. Now, while you're here, you will see some noticeable items on the ground, and one of these items is an important addition to this major update. So you have an interactable food so that you wouldn't go hungry. You have a box where you can get your initial gear. There we go. And a lot of people have been asking for this functionality where you can skip the tutorial quests. So for those who are creating a new character and they don't want to deal with the tutorial quests anymore, you can click on this one. You will obtain a token and just use that token, and the moment that you use this, it will complete or skip all the quests from this Grandmaster Farengar, and it will automatically teleport you to the next Grandmaster Farengar in the faction hall. So let's use this. There we go. Now, for those who just want to skip the whole quest system for the Age of Calamitous mod and just want to play the game without the guidance of the quest lines, you can do so if you have an admin access. So this is an admin access. You can spawn a token. Here we go. Go to AoC features, admin panel, and in the search bar, just type in skip. And in others, you will see the skip tutorial quest, the one that you got earlier, and you also have the skip all quests. So if you click on that, you should get one. There we go. So it's the same as the other one. It's just this one will make you skip the whole quest system of the AoC mod. Now, if you're gonna use that, here we go. On the far right side of your screen, it's gonna tell you that you have unlocked all quests already. And this is the brand new faction hall. Oh my god, look at what they did. Alright, so the second Grandmaster Farangar that will give you the next set of quests after Beach is this one right here. Right? And don't worry if you're hungry or thirsty. You will never be hungry or thirsty anymore once you're already in the faction hall, because you have this. There's also a table up there where you can get a lot of food. So let me see. Thank you for the meal. There we go. Haha. All right, so they really made an awesome changes to the faction hall. Now, since this is just an intro to all the updates, I'm not gonna go around and point out the specific parts. Now, if you want a tour and want to know the specifics of every corner of the faction hall, check the link in the description below, or you can just click on the pop-up notification that shows on the screen right now. All right, because in that video, I'm gonna show you every corner that they have changed and what they have installed for us in this awesome new hall. Now, aside from the remodeling of the faction hall, they have also reworked inside the hub of the Cold Embrace, the hub for Elvenor and Felgarth, and also the hub for Stormhold. So if you go get those factions and you go inside your faction hubs, you will see a noticeable difference in how they look. They're actually quite spacious right now. Now, the same thing, if you want to see those, the same link for the full tour of the faction hall and also the reworks on the Cold Embrace, Elvenor Felgarth hub, and the Stormhold will be shown in that video. Alright, now aside from the rework on the faction hall and also some of the faction hubs, I will show you that they also made some changes in the AoC in-game menu. So let's go to AoC features, and then you will see here one of the major updates that I will be talking about later on, the Battleground. Oh yeah, there is already a PvP Battlegrounds in the Age of Calamitous. And then you have the in-game help. So in case you want to learn stuff on your own, you can come here and click on those. And then server settings, the same thing, nothing really changed in the server settings. And you have the admin panel. Now, the admin panel, you can teleport to the faction hall and all the hubs. And at the same time, if you still want to go, like, let's just say you're nostalgic and you still want to use the previous faction hall before the update, you can teleport to the admin hub. I don't know why you would probably do that, but in case you still want to use it, or some of the admins still want to use the old faction hall, you can teleport there using the admin hub. Right. Now for the dungeon teleport, I will show you. So nothing much changed. All the dungeons are still here. But there is a brand new dungeon, which I'm also going to show you later on. The dungeon is called the Goreclaw Deep. It's a brand new dungeon for this update. Now for the Battleground teleport. So Battleground is a PvP arena where you can fight with your server friends. So in one server, probably you have different clans. You can do PvP and also get rewards as you do it. So there are 4 Battleground arenas as of the moment. So you can see them all here. And if you have that admin access, you can just directly teleport. More to the Battlegrounds later on. And that's pretty much it for the changes in the AoC in-game menu. Now, we're gonna try and go out because I'm gonna show you something. Something that everyone has been complaining about. The devs listened, as they always do, and look how bright it is compared to the last one. See this? Okay, let me show you. Go settings. Look at my gamma. My gamma is 2.20. That's by default. And it's currently noon. And this is how the Black Forest look nowadays. It's no longer pitch black. Wish granted, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So now you don't have to worry about wandering around and being killed by Scourge Reapers or whatever Scourge bosses that are lurking in this location. There's a lot of changes also that they have done. Now, looking at the outside of the Dark Forest, the Dark Forest is not really that dark anymore. Right? And but don't be complacent. Even though it's no longer dark, and I like it better this way right now. I don't have to pump up my gamma just to see whatever danger is lurking about. But it is still as dangerous and maybe more dangerous than before. So tread carefully. Now, back at the faction hall, let me show you one of the biggest content that has been added to the new AoC update, and that is the Battlegrounds. So for those who love PvP play, this is for you. So this is how you get there. Go to the right. It's gonna be stairs and up. Here we go. The faction hall is so freaking spacious right now. And here we are. Welcome to the Hall of Champions. The red side portal and the blue side portal. So the faction hall, I don't know if you realized this in the beginning of the video, but there are already some NPCs walking around. All right. So the moment that you go to a portal, you're going to represent your faction, right? So the moment you get in there, for example, if you are Van Ghoul, then you're going to be representing the Van Ghoul clan in your server. Now, why did I have to emphasize that you will be representing your faction? Because of the scoreboards here. So as you can see, since we haven't played this yet, the counts are still 0. These counts are kill counts. So the more you kill, the more honor you bring to your own faction. Now, aside from giving your faction honor by killing a lot of people, you can also give honor to yourself in the individual scoreboard. So your in-game name will show here with the number of kills showing how murderous you are and how good you are in fighting. And then the leading, the second, the third, and so on. Now, if you want to see a full walkthrough on how to do the Battlegrounds, like the settings and how to start, you can check the link in the description below, or you can click on the pop-up notification on this video. The next update that I'm going to show you is perfect for those who are doing the Cold Embrace questline. So usually when you are asked to go to Lord Gorthorn inside the Cold Embrace camp in the Unnamed City, it's going to be very risky. So before, we used the ladder right there to go in and risk the whole camp being aggroed. But now, as you can see, the devs have given us a gift in a form of a portal. So the portal can only be used by any Cold Embrace, not including the other factions. Alright, just Cold Embrace. So you just have to walk in, and then you're going to be teleported directly to a safe spot where there are no triggers or there are no scouts. So you should be able to go back and forth doing your quest for Lord Gorethorn without the risk of aggroing everyone in the camp. So once you're done, you go to the portal again, and then you will be teleported to the first portal that you just went in earlier. But you have to make sure that you're still being cautious because there are still Scourge Reapers in this area. And I'm not being attacked right now because I am currently in cloak mode just to demonstrate neatly for this update. Alright, so that should be a very good news to you guys. Another major addition that comes with this update is the additional dungeon that you can find in the Goreclaw Deep. So I don't know if you guys have passed through this path right here and wonder what this placeholder is going to be. So this placeholder after the December 8 update is now open. And this is the Goreclaw Deep dungeon right here. So just walk through it and then beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh my goodness. So a little bit of details on what you're going to expect in the Goreclaw Deep dungeon. So this is now the home of 2 of the raid bosses in AoC. So one of the raid bosses is the one that gives you a relic to unlock the Forsaken Mountain for the late dungeon. And then one is not a relic raid boss, but a raid boss that gives an ascension volume for one of the magic in the Age of Calamitous. So there we go. That's quite cryptic. At least I haven't spoiled anything. I will not spoil the fun that you guys will have in navigating the whole dungeon. So just a heads up, since this is a dungeon, if you're going to see an NPC walking around, always assume that they're going to be aggro, unlike the camps outside of the dungeons in the Age of Calamitous. Now, if you don't mind any spoilers, if you want to see a navigation or a walkthrough on how to go around the Goreclaw Deep dungeon, you can click on the link in the description below, or you can just click on the pop-up notification on this video. Now, this part of the update is a very good news for the blood magic users, fire magic users, and earth magic users. We have been waiting for this day to come, or should I say, to come back. Because now, blood magic, fire magic, and earth magic can already move while casting their ultimates. No longer in locked animation. Let's try fire. Here we go. Oh, I like this part. This is one of the reasons why I love fire magic in the early game and blood magic in the late game. Now, for the earth magic users. You can already move while casting your poisonous ultimate. The devs have really listened and able to bring back the mobility of these magic, and I'm loving it. Now, aside from the magic weapons, some of the staffs are also given back their mobility when doing their ultimates. So these staffs are the Lore Keeper Staff, Dragon Staff, Phantom Scepter, Essence Staff, Druid Staff, Staff of Solatium or Solatium, however you pronounce it, Scholar Staff, and the Staff of Azahirian. So when using these staffs, you are now able to move and no longer in locked animation when you're doing your ultimate. So I'm gonna show you one. Let's try the Azahirian. See? Doing the ultimate. Oh yeah. Move, move, move. Right click, moving. Right click. Awesome. Now, I have a very good reason to go back to using blood magic, even though I know that divine magic is kind of broken nowadays. I still love blood magic, especially now that its mobility is back. Especially when you are in the middle of a cast and you're at risk of getting hit, you can now just move and dodge as you cast your ultimates. This is a very good update for us who like these types of magic. Now, of all the highlights that we have shown in this video so far, they have been good news to everyone. Let's talk about something that you might find a bad news. Now, personally, I don't really think that this is that bad because we are used to farming thralls before without any guaranteed spawns. But yeah, the guaranteed spawns that you know of after the December 8 update can no longer be tamed. So for example, this Milandra right here is a guaranteed T9 spawn. Now, a lot of people have been farming Milandras so that they can have like very powerful mages around their camps and also make her a personal mage, but that's not possible anymore. So I'm going to show you that she is no longer knockable. And of course, if you cannot knock an NPC, it cannot be brought to the Wheel of Pain or any prison for the AoC content. So let's try. As you can see, she still has a consciousness bar. It shows 100%, but it's not going down. I'm even using a Cranixium Truncheon, by the way, and this Cranixium Truncheon is crafted by Eliza Cole. So this is the most powerful Truncheon in the world of the Age of Calamitous, and as you can see, it's still 100%. Now we're gonna try and go to Verlina. Verlina is a T9 Kilgorian, which is pretty much the same with the Vangul T9 Warlord, and let's see if we can knock her. Alright, so we're here in the guaranteed spawn point for Verlina. She is a T9 fighter. The same stats with the Vangul T9, which is a Warlord, and let's see if she's no longer knockable as well. Here we go. And by the way, I am in cloak mode, so that's why they're not reacting, so that I can show this demonstration neatly. It will be very chaotic if I'm not in cloak mode and everyone will start to pile up and fight. So 100% still. The HP is going down, but not the consciousness bar. It's still 100%. Alright. So there are a lot of T9 guaranteed spawns. Aside from Milandra, you have Verlina, you have the Eastern and Western Courier for Cold Embrace. We have tried those already and they are no longer tameable. However, guaranteed spawn points like Eliza Cole, as one of the raid bosses as well, she is still tameable. So let me show you. There we go. And she is currently at 99%. She is very tanky. The Sanguis Archer wants to be tamed as well. I don't mind. And Eliza Cole now is currently at 98%. So, Eliza Cole, Lucia Rose, the Armorer, are still knockable, but not the ones that were added after the December 8 update. Those are just some of the major changes and additions for this update. There are still tons of content in the patch notes, so feel free to browse through it and test it out on your own. That will be all for this video, and happy gaming everyone!